Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, Kentucky Derby prep race at Oaklawn Park on Saturday. Full field, competitive field. Let's take a look at the Southwest Stakes. Carded is race number 9 at Oaklawn. It's at 1 1/16, $750,000 for this race. Again, if you put the money out, they're going to come. We've got a full field of 12. Dash Attack just beat 6 of these common foes last time out in the Smarty Jones Stakes, going a mile with the short stretch. I thought he overcame some trouble in that race, although he got a wonderful pace setup.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if the pace sets up the right way, because it feels like all the horses that, or at least most of the horses that did well in the Smarty Jones 4 weeks ago, really took advantage of a good pace. So we'll see if it plays out the same way. I guess there's a chance it could. I guess my question for you, Dan, would be, can it be considered a Derby prep race when Baffert has Way the horse to beat?
I guess it can't, because I don't think right now he's eligible for Derby points, but he has the horse to beat and the morning line favorite in the number 10, New Grange, who's 2-1, and John Velasquez will take the mount. Now, we're going to take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race, and I have a couple of questions for you. A, do you believe this Timeform US pace projector and that New Grange will be 4th early? B, if this pace projector is correct, how much does it hurt New Grange, if at all? Because this is by far the biggest field he's going to face, the fastest pace, the best horses, and he's been on the lead in basically both of his starts.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he's going forward in here. If you know anything about, Baffert's good horses, especially his young horses, he doesn't take their speed away from them. And New Grange looks like a pretty fast horse. I think he's going to go from the outside, and we'll see how fast this pace gets. I'm not, so sure that it won't be fast. And I think some of these horses are going to show speed again, especially the one, Ben Diesel, who, had a terrible post last time in the Smarty Jones, tried to clear, couldn't do it from way out there, and wound up contesting a fast pace. He's got the rail this time.
I agree. I think he's the best speed. Personally, if I was going to compile the pace projector, I'd have 1 at first, 10 second, and the 4 and the 9 tracking. Ben Diesel, you're right, was just part of that wicked pace from an outside post over a sloppy track. I'll draw a line through that race. He was 4-1 in the Smarty Jones, and he ran into a very good field at Churchill in his second lifetime start. He's not without a chance if he can get a breather on the backstretch.
Yeah, I think he is going to run better in here. Now, the pace scenario might once again work against this horse, Dan, because it certainly did last time. But again, it just feels like there are excuses for that last one. The outside post, the sloppy track. So maybe this is just the kind of spot where you want to take him to do a little bit better, especially if he is a better price. I don't know if you're going to do as well as 10-1, but I do think he's going to be an okay price in here, and I'm going to expect him to run a better race.
Here's the son of Munnings, the 2, Dash Attack, a perfect 2 for 2 in his career. Both of those races on wet tracks. Let's watch Dash Attack win the Smarty Jones from off the pace. He showed a lot of agility in this race. He didn't break very well. He was in behind horses on the far turn, but he was able to just knife his way to the outside. And once in the clear, he picks up these tired horses. Pace aided, sure, but I think he showed enough that he's a pretty good horse.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that stuff. I really don't have any knocks on him right now. I think he's run pretty well in both of his starts so far. I guess it helps that both of those races are here at Oaklawn as well. But at the end of the day, Dan, he's one of the horses who's going to take money behind New Grange in here. And listen, last time, did he run well? Yeah. Did he have all the best of it? Yeah, he did. They really went in front of him, and he got a clean run into it. I just feel like he's the kind of horse maybe you want to fade a little bit in this spot at a short price.
Don't Cross the Devil, the number 3, won his first 2 starts sprinting at Remington Park. He was next to last in the Smarty Jones. He got banged around a little bit leaving the gate. I would have wanted to see a little bit more run at the end.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, being banged around at the start of the race could be an excuse, but, being far back in that spot really was not a bad place to be, considering how fast they were going. And this horse just didn't pick his feet up maybe he didn't like the sloppy track and you want to give him a chance to rebound.
I thought Kavod, the number 4, ran well in the Smarty Jones. He was up close to that pace. He kind of made a move into the teeth of the pace to get into command, and then he tired. He has excellent tactical speed. It's not like he's a need the lead type. He's battle tested. He's run 10 times already and has run well at Oaklawn. I'm just concerned that the farther they go with him, the less effective he'll be.
I have the same concerns about him, but I look at him this way, Dan, because I do think he's going to be a good price once again in here. Listen, he was probably underrated for his original connections who didn't pay any money at all for him. And he's run really well in both starts since these new connections claimed him for 50. He's run really well in those races. And he was good last time because you're right. He made the first move into a wicked pace. And he only got tired late in there. This is a horse I would use somewhere at a big price.
I wonder if the 5 Caustic Terror is a little bit of a sleeper in this race, making his 3-year-old debut for Steve Asmussen, considering he should get a good pace to run at. He's beautifully bred. He's by gun runner. He won his debut in a sloppy track from off the pace, and he just fell so far behind in the Breeders' Futurity with that short stretch going a mile and a 16th. He really had no chance to win. That's a good field. I like the winner of that race a lot. Classic Causeway, who finished 3rd, came back to run 2nd in the Kentucky Jockey Club with an 84 buyer. I'm expecting improvement.
I am too. This is another horse. We'll see what kind of price he goes off at, I guess. I sort of felt like just because it's Asmussen with a horse who's coming out of a grade 1 race, he might take a little bit of money in here. But I'm with you. I want to use him. I think there's some potential in this race. I really felt like he was going to win that stakes race in his second career start at Ellistan going 7. He was very green in that race, and he was lugging in all through the stretch, and I think it really cost him.
Osborne, the number 6. I really like the way this horse broke his maiden going 7/8 of a mile back in November. He showed sharp speed. He pressed a long shot from the outside, battled that one all the way around the turn, and then was getting away at the end. He ran well in the Springboard Mile last time out. He made a move to the front turning into the stretch, and he was just outfinished at the end. He's taken a step forward, in my opinion, with each and every start, and his tactical speed puts him in the second flight with a good chance to make one of the first moves ahead of the late runners.
I agree. I will see if he can just be a little bit more settled in this race, Dan, because you mentioned that when he broke his maiden, he was right up on the pace in there, and he was good that day. Last time, it felt like Leparoux, he was going to get caught wide into the first turn, and he wanted to take this horse back a little bit, and it just seemed like Osborne didn't really want any part of that. He pulled Leparoux forward on the outside. He wound up getting hooked on the pace. And I still feel like he ran a really good race that day, but he's going to have to be a little bit handier going forward if he's going to win races like this.
Mr. Lucas has the number 7 Ignitus coming off the stakes placing. He was 3rd in the Smarty Jones, but he was another horse that likely benefited from the fast pace up front. I'm not sure if he's that good just yet. Maybe a bit dressed up, but the price will be right.
Yeah, I think he should be a good price again. I mean, he was 30 to 1 last time. I don't think he'll do quite as well, but he should still be a good price in this race. He ran fine last time, Dan. He didn't do enough to make me want to bet him back in this race, but I guess there's a way to look at him and feel like he could take another step forward.
The 8 Barber Road is multiple stakes placed. He was 2nd in the Smarty Jones coming from out of it, but he wasn't as far out of it as the top finisher and Ignitus. I think he's an interesting little horse, but 5 to 1 to me just seems very light against this field.
Yeah, I felt the same way about him. I did think he ran okay last time. He was another one who took advantage of a good setup. But at least in the stretch, he was, one of the horses in the stretch who was sort of stuck over behind horses, and he really couldn't get clear until the winner actually moved past him. And then he was able to get to the outside, and he got up for 2nd. Maybe with a cleaner trip, he can make it a little bit closer with Dash Attack this time.
Asmussen is the 9 Classic Moment. I like the way this horse won his maiden, going 6.5 at Churchill Downs, part of a 3-ply pace while in between horses, and then kept going. What happened to him last time out on the Springboard Mile? Blinkers on today.
Yeah, he ran an odd race last time. I don't really know what to do with him anymore, Dan. I don't think I liked his first 2 races maybe as much as you did. I don't know what the plan was last time in the Springboard Mile, but it certainly felt like his rider didn't really know what he wanted to do early. He went forward early, then he tried to take him back. He wound up last coming into the stretch, and then he passed a bunch of horses to finish 4th. I don't know. I didn't think he got a great trip or ride last time, but I also don't know that I think he's that good.
Here's the Baffert train runner, the 10 Newgrange, 2-1 on the morning line. He is 2 for 2 in his career, and we'll take a look at him winning the Grade 3 Sham last time out on the lead. It was not a big field. The horse that was pushing him, the favorite Rockefeller, is his stablemate, and Newgrange just went almost 49 seconds to a half mile, and if he's any good, he's supposed to win this race the way he did, and the pace is going to be faster this time around. We all Baffert's success rate at Oaklawn over the years. It's very, very good.
Yeah, there are certainly questions, I guess, as far as the pace goes in this race. And I don't know that it's necessarily a stronger field, but the pace could make a difference because in that last one, Rockefeller, his stablemate, who was the favorite, just let this horse have the lead, did not go after him and let Newgrange control. I still like the way that Newgrange finished that thing off, Dan. When I watched his debut going 6 furlongs, which he also won easily, to me, he did not look like a sprinter at all in that race. I was expecting him to improve stretching out, and he did. And I actually feel like Baffert's found a pretty good spot for him here. Doesn't seem like that strong a field to me, except that, I guess there's a chance that the pace could do this horse in.
30-1 odds on the number 11, Call Me Jamal, who liked two-turn racing last time out at Oaklawn. Let's watch his two-turn debut in December. Muddy track, mile and a 16th. He got right to the front. He kept on going. One of the also-rans in this race would come back to run third, but with a 75 Beyer speed figure at the fairground. So he's paired up by our tops now in his last two. From this outside post, though, it's going to be a chore for his rider to get position without losing too much ground going into the first turn.
Right. I mean, this is a very game win. I guess you could give him some credit for that, but he's a horse who's wanted to be forward in all three of his races so far. And from post 11 against this field, that could really work against him.
Vivar drew a very tough outside post position. Blinkers on for Brad Cox. You're going to get a price on a horse that, again, was picking up a few horses last time out on the Smarty Jones, but was likely aided by that fast pace.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like he ran that well last time. To me, he was one of the horses who just sort of clunked up at the end after coming wide to the stretch. He was very far back early in there as they did. They went really fast in front of him. I know he was relatively close at the end. I just didn't really feel like he did that much running.
Top pick time for the Grade 3 Southwest, the feature at Oaklawn Park on Saturday. We're both going to go with the Baffert train runner. There are questions. We'll see how he copes with a faster pace. It should be faster than the almost 49-second half he dealt with in the Sham last time out. But like you, Mike, I have a feeling he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good too. And I also just feel like he's found a good spot here. Again, maybe the pace will wind up costing him at some point. I just feel like this is a good spot for him. So I'm going to take him on top. I like the 5 and the 6 underneath. They were the two horses I wanted to try to get in there with him.
Osborne, I agree with you. The 6 is a horse that I'd like to use a bit as well. 10-6-5-2 for Mike, 10-6-2-9 for me. In the Grade 3 Southwest, we're on the road to the Kentucky Derby, the Arkansas Road in the Southwest.